Today we're going to talk about solving certain types of AP calculus multiple choice questions very quickly and efficiently. As you know, on the AP test you can see a wide variety of problems. Some, like the previous videos you've watched, take 3, 4, 5 minutes to analyze and interpret correctly. But there's also going to be some like these two examples that'll be on every single AP test, and that's where you want to use strategy and do them quickly, efficiently, and save time for the other problems. Also, all of the questions, regardless of their difficulty on multiple choice, are weighted the same. So it makes no sense to not be able to do problems like this extremely quickly. A few things you want to have in mind. This question, if f of x equals sine x, then f prime of pi over 3 equals. The AP test will use certain terminology for derivatives interchangeably. F prime, dy dx, y prime, first derivative, all of those mean the exact same thing. They will be used interchangeably to try to trick you up, but just make sure you know that they are all terminology for first derivative. So we need to find the first derivative. Our function is sine x. So f prime of x equals cosine of x. You want to make sure you have all your basic trig integrals and derivatives memorized, as well as the corresponding values on the unit circle. Now we are evaluating the derivative at the point, or at the x coordinate pi over 3. So f prime of pi over 3 equals cosine of pi over 3, which we should have memorized from the unit circle to be 1/2. That is one of the answers that appears. Notice, all the other answers are still trig values that pop up very frequently. The AP test does a very good job of putting very good distractors as other choices. So even if you get the wrong answer, it's very likely it's going to show up as a possible selection on here. That problem should take us about 30 seconds and save a lot of time on the AP test. Likewise below, if y equals x squared times e to the x, then dy dx equals. We're simply asked just to find dy dx, which we know is the first derivative. We're not evaluating it, we're just finding it, finding an expression for it. So we have y equals x squared times e to the x. Keyword times, if you read it out to yourself, that's your clue. If you're saying that word involving more than one x, then you're going to probably be using the product rule. So we have the quantity x squared, which is a function of x, and e to the x, which involves x. Multiplied together, we have to use the product rule. So y prime equals the derivative of the first, 2x, times the second, e to the x, plus the first times the derivative of the second. E to the x looks complicated, but remember, that's one of your special derivatives. E to the x is its own derivative. So, without parentheses, 2x e to the x plus x squared e to the x. That does not appear anywhere on here. So we're going to have to rearrange the form. A lot of times you might have the mathematically correct answer, but it's not going to be the same form that appears. So that's when your algebra skills, your factoring come in very handy. We see that we have a common factor e to the x in both of these. We also have an x to the first power that is a common factor. So y prime, therefore, after factoring out an x e to the x, is x e to the x times the quantity 2 plus x. That doesn't appear exactly as one of the answers, but 2 plus x is exactly the same thing as x plus 2. Commutative property of addition. So, therefore our correct answer is C. Doing these two problems should take us no more than 1.5 minutes. If you have further questions, please visit our website at www.sandersontestprep.com and follow the link in the description below.